Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Guilty Movie Pleasures. In-depth discussion on movies, no matter how guilty they make you feel.
All right, what's happening, Guilty Movie Pleasures fans? We are back. This is my second to last episode.
I'm in denial. I'm in denial.
Co-hosting over here with my good buddy Ben Begley. His Hallmark movie season is coming up. We're coming into February, where bumpa, bumpa, the beat of love. With Ben Begley, this Valentine's Day on Hallmark Channel.
I forget if I've asked you this. Do you think of these ahead of time?
No, and just come up.
I really, there's a part of me that loves that you just come up with it, but another part of me that really wishes you had like a list in your phone that you're sitting at auditions and you're like, bum bum, the beat of love. That's a good, and you just have like a Rolodex of like 400 titles.
I wish I had enough time to
you're just
think
that good of an improviser.
Think
That's
of
what
Ben
it is.
Begley movie. Ben, welcome back. What's going on, my dude?
Hey, it's good.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. My birthday was yesterday.
I know,
It was a
big
lot of
time.
fun.
Sent you a text.
Yes.
And
I went bowling on.
I missed your party.
It's fine. You know you're in your 30s.
Our good buddy Thad, who's been on the show a couple times, he got married on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was the officiant.
Congrats, Thad. You were the officiant?
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun.
Oh, man, I want to hear all about that.
Yeah.
But, you know you're in your 30s when your birthday consists of basically, like, bowling and, like, 4 drinks. Or I had 5 drinks, and I was like, whew, I'm done. I'm done. Like, when I was, in my 20s, it was like, shot. Because everybody kept coming up and being like, one of my friends was like, what do you want to drink? I was like, I'll take a Dippin' Dots from that machine over there. So
it's the ice cream of the future, Ben.
Yeah, it's either my 7th birthday or I'm in my 30s. I don't know. You just regress.
Hey, well, we're regressing to 1986.
Yes.
See what I did there?
I like
that. And we are talking about Sylvester Stallone's best movie ever.
Maybe.
Sure, Cobra.
Sure, we can say that. Sure, we can say that.
I will say that. Okay, listen.
It's his most hilarious movie.
It's one of his finest. It definitely, I think, has the most one-liners per capita of any of his movies.
God, it's like a...
And...
I mean, if we recorded all of them and played them on the show, the entire 45 minutes would just be one-liners.
Okay, let's do like and this is Ben's copy. It's a trifecta of
which I like to call...
Yes.
I called it the de-evolution of Stallone, where it starts off at a high point with... I watched them in
succession?
Chronological... Well, no, Assassins I think was later. So I watched Cobra, then Assassins. So Cobra was awesome. Assassins was okay. And then The Specialist was really weird.
I feel like
James
Antonio
Woods,
Banderas' career is solely on his hair. Like, he can't act.
He's awesome, though. In Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And he was great in Expendables 3.
Well, I'm just saying, most of every DVD cover is that exact picture of just like him with like long hair in his face.
It's his sexy hair.
Anyway, the de-evolution of Stallone.
And then Specialist just has the world's least sexual sex scene ever between him and Sharon Stone. It's
because the chemistry there is so
God.
good. But Cobra, 1986, I will say... Okay, I'll pose a question to you. What do you prefer, this or Over the Top?
It's been a very, very long time since I've seen Over the Top.
Oh, man.
So I would say I prefer this.
Okay. Would you put this in your Stallone top 5? Let's say we take all the Rockies out.
What about Rambo's?
Rambo's are in.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so because it's so incredibly serious. It takes itself so seriously, but also is kind of a parody of his other in a weird way. Like, I can't imagine them writing this thinking it's not ridiculous.
Well, it's based on a novel.
It's so I don't know.
I mean, I don't know who the novelist that was that got this.
I feel like the novel was way different, and the novelist somewhere is going, "Fuck you, Cobra."
Well, the novel was called... Shoot, let's see if it's in here. Based
like
on the novel Fair Game by Paula Gosling, but the movie Fair Game, starring Cindy Crawford and Alec Baldwin, is not based on the novel Fair Game by Paula.
Confusing.
Woo! Coming full circle.
I think for me, one of my favorite Stallone movies is probably Rambo 2.
Yeah.
Just because
Is that Second Blood?
First Blood Part 2, which makes no sense. First Blood Part 2.
It should be called like First Blood Still Bleeding. Or like it open wounds.
Rambo 2 Still Bleeding.
Yeah, Rambo 2 Still Bleeding.
Like when they made a sequel to I Know What You Did Last Time. I Still Know What You Did Last Time.
Which is
They made
genius.
a straight-to-DVD one called I'll Always Know What You Did Last Time.
And then the fourth of...
I never saw it. It's real.
The fourth after I'm still know what you... Okay,
I still know, I'll always know,
and then forever knowing what you did last summer. That was the fourth one, guys. You're welcome.
Until the killer gets too old and can't remember things.
Yeah.
And I think I remember what you did last summer.
And then the fifth one was, I think I know what you did, but I have Alzheimer's. So...
Oh, shit.
Okay,
we're going off the rails here.
Yeah, a little bit. That's the show. I mean, I only got one left. Let's burn this place to the ground.
Let's burn this bitch down.
So I will say Cobra was one of the first Stallone like action movies I saw. My buddy that I swam with in the summer, his name was Phil Shaner. We were in the swim team together. Awesome dude.
Shout out to Phil Shaner.
Yeah.
Swim team.
I think at one point he owned that creepy knife from the slasher. Like he went to a flea market and bought something like that. Yeah.
I think every boy, especially in like the Midwest, went through a phase where we bought
I had a Switchblade.
cool-looking. I had a Switchblade too. That it was illegal. And
100%
I had like
illegal.
It was one that like it came up,
yeah.
not flip out. And
but then you could flip it down. Right?
No, mine pushed back in. So mine went.
It was a click. Got it.
And then I had a butterfly knife. It was like weird.
The butterfly knife is how I got stitches in my hand because I thought I could like play with it and then.
Yeah. What made us think it was so cool?
Hold on, now.
To be like, look at this knife that like I can't really do anything with. But
my
like,
parents eventually took, along with all the ninja stars I bought.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I bought so many knives and ninja stars and bongs at this place called Trader Jack's Flea Market in Pittsburgh. We'd ride our bikes
we had Hartville Flea Market in Ohio, and we'd go down there and just buy a bunch of knives.
And they never carded you on
knives
anything.
and G.I. Joe figures. That's all I got.
I bought knives and everything illegal that you could buy. I was
illegal
buying.
Fireworks.
Oh yeah, awesome amount of those.
So crazy.
But so Phil Shaner, he was like, you gotta watch this movie Cobra with me, whatever. And his parents were. He had like 9 siblings, so his parents were just like always taking care of a kid. So it didn't like we could just go and sneakily watch R-rated movies when we were like 6 and 7 years old. So we're watching Cobra, and I'm like, holy shit, this movie is incredible. And since then, every time this is on TV, I love watching it. I rewatched it today and was like, usually I'm doing other things when I've already seen a movie. I'm glued.
You gotta be glued.
Love it.
I'm a relatively new to Cobra. I saw it a couple of years. I believe I watched it, if I remember right, when Expendables 2 came out. I went through like a marathon of Stallone movies where I just went on Amazon and just bought a shitload of his stuff because I'd realized there's a huge portion of his older filmography that I haven't seen, like Cobra and
Bullet to the Head.
Bullet to the Head. No, Bullet to the Head is awesome.
It's great.
It's awesome. That's what made me start drinking Bullet bourbon.
Oh, nice.
Drink Bullet bourbon now because I'm
good.
like, I'll do some Bullet.
Yeah.
But when I watched Cobra, I was like, this movie is fucking bananas.
It is.
And I remember really liking it and thinking it was hilarious. And then it's been a couple years. And I thought I remembered it pretty well. And then last night, I was laughing my ass off because it's absurd.
It is.
It's like if you put Keenan Ivory Wayans in this, it would be almost identical in silliness to I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. That's how crazy.
Well, it's a totally ticking clock, too, because they're talking about the night slash. First of all,
I love how it's almost like a horror film and an action movie.
Yeah.
Like they have stuff that looks like in the hospital. That whole sequence is like out of Halloween 2 with Michael Myers. You wouldn't know.
Do you want to know why I
don't watch horror films?
Do you know why I never like going downtown? It's based solely on
the
Cobra.
Night Slasher. Yeah.
On Cobra, because if you go in an underpass
Mine was
downtown
based solely on
LA,
Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh yeah, but that's Chicago.
I know, but just downtown in general.
Any underpass in Los Angeles, if you watch Cobra, you'll probably get night slashed. Just saying.
Yeah.
If your girlfriend is a nighttime waitress, make sure somebody walks her out because she could get night slashed. If your girlfriend is a model with robots, make sure somebody escorts her that has a gun because they could get night slashed.
I mean, chances are she'll get everyone else around her will get killed, and then she'll get saved.
Yes.
So if she's a model with robots, that's the only time. That's the only time.
If she's a
People
terrible
have no
actress,
idea what we're talking about.
she'll probably get saved. We should probably do the plot in another 3
do
minutes
it.
and then really break this MFer down.
No, it's gonna be great.
Yes. Okay. Can we get 3 minutes on the clock?
Okay.
Let's see. Ben, you start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so it starts off with this amazing scene where these cult members are clanging axes together, just going, king, king, ting, ting. And then there's a big guy on a motorcycle who turns out to be Shao Kahn and the dude from Lionheart as well.
Yes.
Big face guy.
Yeah.
And then there's this guy who goes into a
Big face guy.
grocery store,
Right.
and he's like, hey, and he pulls out a gun, and he doesn't shoot anybody at first. He just shoots a whole lot of groceries, like, fuck you,
Produce.
milk! Fuck you, cereal! Ah!
Watermelons,
And he's like, I'm
got
part of the New World Order, man. I'm gonna fucking shoot all these
Yeah.
groceries.
Yeah.
And then they say, what are we gonna do? Called the Cobra is
Yeah.
what they call him.
Call
He
him the
comes
Cobra.
rolling in this badass
Rolling
super
in,
car.
he comes squealing in.
Squealing
his car.
in.
Sorry, 215.
So he gets in, basically a million one-liners happen, then he stabs him, shoots him, and then we reveal this night slasher's stalking the streets, and then we're introed to the night slasher. Take it away.
Okay, so the first like victim is a woman walking out of a diner, and then the second victim is a woman that's like she gets bumped with her car, and they're like, how could you do it? Are you drunk? I am. And then like she gets slashed, and then as we're driving by, Brigitte Nielsen, aka the model with the robots, is driving by, and Big Face from Lionheart sees her, and then she's like, grab the license plate. So now they know who this woman is because we
the
figure
one
out
woman's working as a cop.
she's a cop. She's a dirty cop, which is totally glazed over until the very end.
Still glazed over.
Yeah, 100%. And so minute 30. So they're like, we gotta track down the night slasher. There's only way we can get him. They're like, Cobra. We don't like Cobra's thing. But like, we need the zombie squad. That's too much. And go, Ben.
And then she's in the hospital. They have her draw up the world's worst police sketch, where it looks like
I'm gonna guess that police sketch was done by a 6th grader.
It looked like it was done on an Etch-a-Sketch.
Does this look like him?
Yeah, I guess
yeah.
if
If
you're
it looks like everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they do this
Minute
police
15.
sketch, and then they Cobra goes back home to run fingerprints somehow, and he's like looking at fingerprints, trying to match it up as if the human eye could match a fingerprint.
Yeah.
And he gets attacked by guys with axes in his apartment, kills them, realizes she's being attacked at the hospital, and then he gets
55
to the
seconds.
hospital. He saves her there. She kills. They kill a bunch of guys in the parking lot. She escapes with Cobra. And instead of letting them go with the policewoman that they know is involved tailing them, they hit him and have this amazing car chase.
Oh, the car chase is
where
incredible.
They just
40 seconds.
blow up everything, and apparently no other cops show up to help.
They go from downtown to Venice real quick.
Yeah. So now they're in the car chase. They go out into the middle of nowhere in the woods, and take it away.
Okay, so, and you think Stallone's like, it doesn't matter. I'll keep you safe. Just watch out for your french fries. Hey, you need some frog legs? I don't eat gummy bears. That's all jokes we'll talk about later. And so then... There's a sexy kind of scene with him and Brigitte Nielsen, and she's like, you should baby. And then they wake up in the morning like, yo, where's the cop? Like, oh, there she is. She's bad with the bad guys. Like, da-da-da, commando, shoot everybody. Motorcycle, shoot. Grenade. Now you're in this thing. There's fucking, there's lava coming everywhere. He fights everybody. She shoots him. That guy can shoot. And then I am the law.
I'm sorry, was that last? Can I just clarify that last sentence was, and then,
No, they said, I am the law.
Oh. In my headphones, it sounded like zombie.
Well, he's in the zombie squad.
I thought maybe you were just saying zombie squad.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was fun.
Yeah.
This movie is just, it's
Okay.
insane.
Let's break down. Maybe we should break down the
Please.
montages real quick.
Okay. I mean,
so
we could
first
just,
montage we have slasher, model, Cobra.
I mean, technically, and it's so weird. It's to
Cut
this,
in between.
It's to this moody '80s tune, like
Which plays 3 times in the movie.
yeah, it's like hungry eyes looking through the streets at you. Okay, I just changed like 4 different songs. I get that, but you get the tone. You get the tone of it.
It was like, too hard to handle.
Yeah.
Too hard to be one.
And it's got that like boom, boom, bam.
Yeah.
It's got like that Journey ripoff.
And then all of a sudden, it just goes into ding.
But the weirdest thing about that first montage is it takes forever to reveal Brigitte Nielsen in that. So you're seeing Stallone go shake down these nefarious characters,
Yes.
and then you see these cutaways.
How about when he goes in that bar and the one guy tries to walk in and like grabs the guy against the
and
bar?
then the other big dude comes over
Yeah.
and he's like, "What's the problem? Hey, don't worry." And all this is MOS. There's no sound,
Nothing.
so you don't know what he's asking.
Him and his partner who wear this hat. That's why I'm wearing this hat.
And I forgot my aviators, so I had these, and they fold up and they look stupid, so I didn't use them.
So I'll just keep my hat on.
But they keep showing these cutaways to these toy robots,
Yeah.
and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, makes
Instead
no
of showing
sense.
cutaways to Brigitte Nielsen modeling,
But then when they do,
they show robots for like, and you're like, what is happening here?
And then you think robots are probably going to join the Axe gang.
Yeah, maybe it's just an axe-wielding robot gang.
Yep.
And then nope, it's just Brigitte Nielsen modeling in pantsuits.
Oh, yeah. And then in that high-waisted, like,
Red Sonja,
super
like,
vagina dress.
Yeah.
Like camel toe for days dress.
Super vagina dress?
Oh,
I
yeah,
like that.
super
I like
vagina
that name.
dress. I'm into it. High-waisted
God.
vagina. She was hot in this movie.
It's and in points. In other points, she looks very...
Yeah.
I find her very...
Terrible at acting?
Yeah. And also, I know she could just beat the shit out of me, and that scares me.
Yeah, she's a big girl.
She frightens me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm just so latched onto her image in Rocky 4 that I can't find her
You
sexually
all think
attractive.
that our country is so very bad and yours is so very good. Yeah.
You know what I think is so very good? That accent.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, it could have been your country's so very good and ours is so bad.
But man, this montage is so nuts because they basically just gloss over any police work. It's like
None.
It's like, fuck it, you don't need to know the investigation.
I love how Stallone's apartment. So, okay, when I first moved to LA, I was like, I'm gonna get a Cobra apartment. That was always my dream. I wanted to like live right by the beach in like in one of those crappy apartments that's tiny.
Yeah.
But I have a view of the beach, right?
Yeah.
Those things, one, are crazy expensive.
Super expensive.
Like crazy.
And there's always like, especially on Venice, there's always the strangest people, like hodgepodge of people. They're super rich, and then there's like
Homeless.
How are you?
Yeah.
Did you just get rent control 30 years ago?
Yeah, it's crazy. But
nuts.
the Cobra apartment is my favorite apartment because it's really 80s and there's a neon Pepsi sign like
This
outside
movie-
of his apartment.
Was this sponsored by Pepsi?
Because he shoots the Pepsi sign at the beginning, and that I've always wanted one of those, like the old slushy machine sign.
Yeah.
You know, where like they're pouring it in, and you
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
actual soda when you're a kid, but it's just a light thing.
I don't. It was like that grocery store scene. It couldn't have been more obvious product placement all over the place.
The whole thing, yeah. There was a Bartles and James wine cooler.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We have some great one-liners from that.
Yeah, let's play some of
that
the
opening scene.
The
Yeah,
opening
there's-
scene
there's,
one-liners. I don't
let me
shop
see.
here.
I don't shop here. Yeah.
I'll blow this whole place up! Go ahead. I don't shop here.
Come on, it's so good.
That's one of the first intros.
What if the owner was in that, maybe like a funny cameo of the owner was like, I don't care, you don't shop here, dick!
Cobra.
This is my friggin' store!
Come on!
Cobra.
And,
Kill
I mean,
the bad guy and leave all my produce alone!
the woman that has the gun to her head right there is probably like, hello, hi, I know you're doing like a quippy 80s one-liner, but please.
Can you play that again one more time, if you don't mind?
I'll blow this whole place up! Go ahead. I don't shop here.
Now, I want to say that, like, there had to be, like, a workshopping, no pun intended, of, like, what they wanted Stallone to say here. And as they're shooting, Stallone's like, no. This is what I'm fucking saying.
Like, they settled on a line that was so much better,
Yeah.
and then, because Stallone wrote this, too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't shop here.
It's so weird, like...
All the other people are like, Jesus, this guy's a dick.
Yeah.
He doesn't shop here. What if it was at the place he was shopping? Would he be more protective of the store?
Yeah, and why doesn't he just shoot him as soon as he busts in the door?
Yeah.
So that they can have this weird interchange.
Stallone waits to shoot every time in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, if they're coming out with an axe, he's going to shoot you. But if you're the bad guy and he's like, let me get some fucking dialogue in here.
Yeah, because then
Son of a
the
bitch.
one-liner parade keeps going. What else was there? There's the... I can't see it from here. I can't read it.
Scumbag.
No. Is that
I'm
it?
the disease, you're the cure?
I'm the cure, yeah. So this keeps going. They have this like whole rant so you can sort of get an idea of what
Stallone's
the bad guy
character's all
and
about.
what the bad guys are about, because he's like, that's pretty much the only thing they ever say about their... You don't understand why there's all these businessmen in suits with axes clanging.
Yeah, I noticed the businessmen in
and then they
suits,
never
guys.
show up again.
No,
And there's sort of this weird
Hey,
loose...
we're out of extras. Could we get some just business guys from this other scene?
They were
and
next
just
to like a
have them
bank.
clank
They're like,
axes?
hey, you guys, you're on your lunch break. Hey, you want to be in a movie? I guess there's like this loose ideology that these bad guys are cleansing the world of scum, but
They're just like
they're
killing
just
waitresses,
killing
and
waitresses, and yeah, it's like those people didn't do anything. There's no
kids.
clear motive or why
No.
they're doing it, and why the cops
Literally just kill to
involved,
kill.
and just like the strangest looking cop. She's so hilarious. Like she looks like Curly Sue grown up from the movie Curly Sue.
She kind of looks like a Garbage Pail Kid. I know we're not supposed to bring those up, but she kind of looks like a Garbage Pail Kid.
She looks a little bit like a Garbage Pail Kid.
Yeah, it's brutal.
She looks like if Curly Sue from the movie Curly Sue grew up to be a Garbage Pail Kid.
Yes,
that's what she looks like. Okay.
And if you, I mean, I know it's kind of mean that we're making fun of this woman, but if this was a woman cop and she looked like that, you wouldn't trust her.
No,
I wouldn't
she
trust
never
her.
gives. She gives all these looks like, and they're like, she's assigned to the case. They don't know her background. They don't know anything about her.
No.
Like, who the fuck is this person?
Yeah.
Why especially if you're dealing with a witness that needs to go into witness protection.
Yeah. You're like, yo, we brought on Hutchins. I don't know if that was her name, or Collins, or McGuffin.
Like, I get that his buddy's with him because he trusts him, but never do they question this. Never is there even a scene where they talk to her.
Ever.
And they're like, where they go like, so what's your story? It's just like, hey, come along.
And at the end, we can play that bitch. I believe is the
Never liked that bitch.
Yeah. They find her. They see her helping the Axe Gang, which the Axe Gang is never really. We don't have a name for them.
Nope.
It's just clinking axes.
Nope.
And they all have tattoos, which are never really recognized by the cops ever.
I feel like there's another half hour of this movie that was cut out.
Yeah. And so they see her like colluding with the bad guys, and the only thing they can say is,
Never liked that bitch.
It's like, you guys, maybe because you never talked to her.
Maybe because you were kind of mean to her and you didn't do any background check on her at all. They're like, yeah, give him a girl. I'm like, yeah.
Okay, we'll take her along.
Yeah.
What?
Of course not. And she's always doing shady payphone calls where she's like looking at him.
Yeah, why? Yeah, he catches her on the payphone and he's like,
why don't you use the room phone? It's out of order.
It's out of order. Yeah, why didn't he go check the room phone then?
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
I know.
But that
very little cop work done besides killing people.
Yeah, that's what the zombie squad just apparently just goes in and goes.
Yeah.
Actually, they say one-liners first, like I'm the cure. That one is in the beginning in the grocery store scene.
The disease, and I'm the cure.
Which is absolute perfection.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I would figure that the zombie squad worked late at night. No, he works all the time, and he's got the sickest car in the
which they don't have a budget to replace at the end.
Of course, he's like, we'll do anything for you. You brought down a whole army of people. He's like, I'd like my car replaced. He's like, sorry, bro, can't do that. Not in the budget.
And I'm the cure.
Okay, so you say you do anything for him, which is basically like, we'll give you a commendation, like whatever. But then maybe the littlest thing he could ask for, like he's been injured, he's been almost killed 1 billion times, whatever.
My car got fucking destroyed.
My car got destroyed chasing down these bad guys. Yeah, sorry, pal. You want a McDonald's gift card? Like, what the fuck?
What's he gonna drive around in next time?
Yeah.
That's why they couldn't make a sequel. His car was destroyed.
Yeah. Not so good.
So
and then
sad.
how's he gonna take down those cholo gangsters that hang outside of his
I
apartment?
don't know, man. Pinche.
Did you grab that sound clip?
I did, but should we do anything with I'm the disease and I'm the? Can we just play I'm the disease? You're the whatever. I'm the cure again.
The disease, and I'm the cure.
So good.
I don't know if you know this, but
No, probably not.
I was in the Peace Corps right out of college.
Mm-hmm.
And noble thing to do. I didn't actually go on it because I backed out last second because I thought about it. But this year when Ebola broke out in Liberia, the prime minister, the dictator of Liberia, I don't know what kind of government they have over there, but he was famous. He was on NPR because he got up in front of his people of Liberia and he said into a microphone, the first thing he said to him was,
The disease, and I'm the cure.
and then he decided to go in there and just kick the shit out of Ebola.
That Ebola. You know, Stallone actually auditioned for the character of Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead.
Didn't know that. He'd be good Rick Grimes.
Yeah, there's a leaked audition tape for it. And when he first came in contact with one of the walkers, the big reason Stallone didn't get the part is because he just kind of went off the page too much, and Robert Kirkman didn't like that. So one of the first ad-libs he ever tried was the walker came up at him and he pulled his gun out. And of course, the walker's getting very dangerously close. But before shooting him, he had to get his one-liner off. And he looks at the walker and he says,
The disease, and I'm the cure.
See?
blam. But then he didn't shoot him in the head, so the walker ate him. It was a deleted scene from season 1. He actually booked it.
No.
He booked a smaller role, and then it was a deleted scene.
Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but Sylvester Stallone was the original trainer in the movie Heavyweights.
Oh yeah. I read about that. I read about that on IMDb Pro.
And I guess like he told the director, he's like, you have me for 6 days, so you have to shoot my scenes in 6 days, whatever. And he got so intense, like he got really character with this thing, and he was scaring the kids. And there was a scene where like all the kids started crying, and he legit got in their face, like it went beyond acting. And he went to the fattest kid in the thing and was like,
"You're a disease, and I'm the cure."
Yeah. And then they kicked him off the movie, and they brought in Ben Stiller.
Yeah, that's probably a better choice.
Yeah,
better choice.
Maybe a little more family friendly. Yeah.
I got food poisoning one time. I think I may have talked about this before, but I'll bring it up again.
Okay.
I had a pastrami sandwich at Subway and just got the finger cuffs of stomach viruses.
Yeah.
And the very next day, I brought what was left of the pastrami sandwich that caused this, and I slammed it on the counter, and I looked at that sandwich artist, and I said,
"You're a disease, and I'm the cure."
Yeah.
And then they were like, "I don't really know what that means, sir, because if you got food poisoning, I don't know how you're the cure." But I was like, "It doesn't matter. It sounded fucking cool, sandwich artist. Now make me a new one without food poisoning in it."
I remember I mentioned this earlier. I was a swimmer growing up, and we went to some pretty rough areas to swim in high school.
Because all pools are in rough areas.
It's in the bad area of town.
Yeah,
and,
where strip clubs and Toys R Us's are.
Exactly.
All in the same area.
And Kmart's too. And by the way, sorry, I didn't know if we mentioned this throughout the show. Kmart, new sponsor of Between the Sheets. Go this month. Get your copies of Cobra on sale.
Is that for real?
Yeah. And wait, are you for real? Have I ever done anything for real on the show? I don't know where I was going. What was I saying? Whatever. Swimmer's disease cure. Play it again one more time.
You're a disease.
Oh, I think I know where you're going. There was a little bit of an issue. This is the last one I'll do. This was a little bit. There was an issue in our condo complex with the hot tub. People were getting like a rash from it.
Yeah.
And so we called the pool guy over, and he calibrated. He was like, "Oh, the chemicals are off." So as he poured in new chemicals, he looked at that hot tub, and he looked at the chemicals, and he said,
"You're a disease, and I'm the cure."
And he dumped those chemicals in.
I think that might be your best one ever.
I don't know.
For Ben Begley.
I don't know. I had one a while ago that I forget what one it was.
That was pretty spot on. Yeah.
Well, thank you, delayed claps.
I will say this.
It.
Cobra has. I've watched it so many times, and I've been such a big fan of it that it definitely has like very memorable things for me. So every time I'm in a grocery store, I go to that scene every time. Like, I always think of like, all right, let's say a guy walks in here with a shotgun. What's the first thing I do?
Hopefully he just starts shooting food like in this movie and not people.
Yeah.
He only shoots one person. And it's the dude that
he tells to run away.
He tells to go. He says you're free to go, and then the guy runs, and as soon as he runs, he shoots him.
Into a Christmas tree. Oh, we could have considered this a Christmas movie.
Damn it, this is a Christmas movie.
Because it's a ticking clock. Right? There's no, it's like a day and a half. The movie takes place over like a day and a half, 2 days, really.
Yeah, it seems like it. I don't know. That montage could have lasted 4 days for all I know when she's taking photos by robots.
He is the zombie squad. But when the Pepsi shooting thing is my favorite, but I think like my all-time favorite thing is when he comes home for the first time and he reaches in the freezer and he grabs a box of pizza and eggs, and then he opens it and there's pizza, and then the reveal is he opens up the egg crate and it's his gun cleaning stuff, right? And the pizza has been in the freezer, by the by, and he just cuts it and eats it. I'm like, that's not cold pizza. Yeah, that's frozen pizza.
He would break a tooth.
Yes, exactly.
He just eats it like it's maybe the backstory is his fridge is broken.
Yeah.
And his freezer now has thawed out to the point where it's a fridge.
Oh, got it. It's just a cold area.
It's just a cold area
of the apartment.
It doesn't make any sense.
And I like how he has enough like police bring home material.
Yeah.
I think that's illegal. Like, I'm not sure. You're like, do I need to like ask permission to take out this book of photos, or do I just make my own because I'm Cobra and fuck off?
Also, I was really confused how they were gonna find anything based on, like we said, the sketch. The sketch looks like they did it with a Sharpie, and they just did like...
I'm no artist, but I'm pretty sure I could do the same drawing as that police sketch artist.
It's not even... It doesn't even look human.
He's like the police sketch artist in Montague County that basically just sketched from a picture of Stephen Avery in the 1984 case. Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that.
Don't even get me started on the fact that Cobra came out 2 years after Stephen Avery had already been in jail.
Don't even get... That hurts my feelings that he's probably never seen Cobra.
He probably never has.
Stephen Avery will never see Cobra. And
you know what? I'd like to hope that, like, you know, in jail they don't have DVDs. They still have like VCRs, and they have VHSs, and Cobra's one of the VHSs they watch.
You know what? That would give me hope.
And also, growing up, I thought that if I like kept a match in my mouth like Cobra all the time.
I did that too.
I got.
But I'd never seen
real
Cobra,
sick.
but I did it too.
Because the matches were too short for my fat mouth, and like I kept falling in my mouth. I'm like, sulfur. This isn't very good, and I got sick.
you got like mild sulfur poisoning.
A little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That happens. That's cool.
But that match, you knew that match was going to come in handy somewhere, because you never know when a match is going to come in handy. And I believe he said the right to remain silent. That's the sound clip we have here. This is when he uses that match that's been sitting in his mouth
for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You have the right to remain silent.
And then he drops a match on a guy that's just been covered in gasoline. The worst sniper in the history of the Axe gang.
Oh my God.
Every time Stallone is in the crosshairs, he's just like, "Ow, I missed him."
He holds him and he's like, "I got him dead to rights."
Yeah.
Oh,
he jumped in a truck.
shoot.
Dang it.
Man,
But I'm glad that he got lit on fire.
My favorite moment of this entire movie is the car chase, because the car chase is a direct rip-off of Bullet.
Oh, yeah.
With Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Where they even do like the shots where the cars are, and then like it's almost like they took shot for shot like.
Which is, again, like another ripoff of Gun. Like, Gun 60 Seconds is a ripoff of this. It's a ripoff of Bullet. It's all a ripoff of Bullet.
What is what George
Awesome 50.
George Stephanopoulos? I like to call this guy George Stephanopoulos.
Yeah, he's Bill Clinton's first aide in the cabinet.
I like to call George Stephanopoulos.
George P. Cosmatos.
Cosmatos, I was close.
Yeah.
It looks like he just ripped off Bullet. It's crazy. But that car chase scene, it's almost like they knew they needed an action scene in that moment.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason in the plot for that to happen, because like I was saying in our super fast 3-minute countdown, was that at that moment they
leave the here's how the moment works. It's like they're out of the hospital, they go to the station, and they're arguing about what to do,
and they say we should take her out of town, and then they leave. They have the witness in the car. They have the cop that's working with the Axe gang following behind. So you're like, oh, they're just gonna follow wherever they go, and she's gonna tell them. Nope. They fucking come out and slam into the car with the mole cop in it.
To like make sure that she's not getting.
And then this insane car chase plays out where no cops respond to it.
No cops, no helicopters, no people really respond to it at all. There's not another cop that shows up, and that car chase is easily 15 minutes and 6 miles.
It's so much.
They could have gotten cops anywhere. Like, listen, I go through a red light, I always see a cop.
Yeah.
And
And
he's driving around in a car that looks like the car from Tommy Boy. Like, everything is shredded off this car. And not only that, they're shooting shotguns and machine guns from the car.
They shoot a shotgun into a truck and it blows up.
Oh, which is awesome.
They shoot 2 propane trucks with 1 bullet each, and they just explode.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Go through!
But it's not the only time where no one responds. In that scene in the hospital, when she's being slashed at and screaming, it's a dark hallway like Halloween 2 where no one's around. And then the second
it's an active hospital.
The second she hits the fire alarm, like 300 people just come out of it. Like, where the fuck were you when she was screaming and this guy was trying to murder her?
Or anybody that wanted to come in, or like the cop that was checking out the hot nurse there at the station. He didn't want to be around. No.
They all come out when the fire alarm, but when they're screaming, they're like, that's probably nothing. Fuck it.
Hey, some crazy broad and
the parking lot scene is amazing too. There's so many amazing sequences. When she after the hospital, so she runs out. Is it in the hospital? I can't remember.
Like the underneath parking
that's
scene?
when she gets done modeling. Post-robot,
Yeah.
where Sledgehammer, the actor who played Sledgehammer from the TV show,
he's
is
just
basically like, if you want your career to get better, fuck me, you know.
Hey, listen, don't do it for me.
Yeah.
Do it. I don't know why I'm going Stallone on this. Don't do it for you. Don't do it for me. Do it for you. It's for your career. Basically, what I'm telling you is I'd be stupid not to want to sleep with you. Which is what I'm telling you is if you want to go further, I'm gonna bang you and probably get you somewhere better.
It's so,
like you could be doing bigger layouts, aka my cock inside you.
It's such a bizarre proposition.
Yeah, and it's like so funnily charming that you're like,
he doesn't mean it, and then axe to the
I love
face.
the one guy that tries to swing the axe and he hits the water and then that goes everywhere.
They're the world's worst axe attackers ever. They
the
don't
security guard that shoots the revolver, right? And then instead of the guy driving the van, no, he just crushes that dude. And the security guard doesn't even try and jump out of the way.
No, he just stands like, oh shit!
Done. And then the van is still perfectly drivable. He just ran at full speed into a friggin' elevator.
They managed to kill everyone but the person they came to kill.
Yeah, exactly.
There's even that guy who's like just
Because the sirens start.
He's
Because
walking
the
around
cops show up when somebody's screaming in an underground parking garage where you can never hear anybody.
The hospital.
But not the hospital, not the car chase.
How would
not,
they know?
Like, why? Okay, listen. I understand that Stallone thinks he can keep this girl safe by keep driving her north and eventually getting to Canada. I don't know what his plan
I have no
totally
idea what
is.
his plan is.
Right? But don't you think they could have like sent some other underground cops to like be snipers around the area, or like, or that they just can't trust anybody else on the force? There's a lot of plot holes here.
I mean, if they can't trust anybody else on the force, why is the one woman no one knows tagging along with them? It doesn't.
Hey, Morris is here. She's the best cop on the force. Do you know her? Not really, but I hear good things. That's like going to a
It's so
dentist.
good.
He's like, I just got out of med school. You're like, perfect. Give me a root canal.
No, I just started med school. Perfect. Just drill away.
Jack me up.
Oh my god, this movie's perfect.
It is. All right, let's do some more sound clips before we.
I did mention though that this movie couldn't exist other than in the 80s, because if this was made now, we would just think it's terrible.
Yes.
But because it's so 80s, it's hilarious and perfect in what it is.
I think what makes it the only thing. Okay, the guy that plays my character that I'm currently portraying in this episode of Guilty Movie Pleasures, his whole thing is like he eats sweets. Like he doesn't like health food, and Stallone's always eating health food, aka frozen pizza and like basically he just eats pizza and gun ammo. Like he's just like gunpowder and pizza.
And one time he's like he's eating like chicken or something. He's like, well, you don't like health food? It's like he has a very loose, weird definition.
It's an apple, bro.
Oh yeah, he's eating an apple, and he's like, you don't like health food? It's like they haphazardly added this whole thing where he's like a health nut.
Yeah.
But he just eats like a normal human being.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
So yeah. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
The gummy bears? Do you have that?
So the end scene when they're in the he's like, can I get you something? He's like, yeah, come here. Gummy bears. You're like, all right.
Gummy bears.
This guy just, I used to like him, then he got almost killed. And I'm like, all right, well, now he's a douche again. You could probably just. And then Stallone's like, don't drive too fast to the ambulance.
Yeah. Also, his character does nothing in that end shootout.
No.
He shoots a couple guys, gets shot in the leg, and then just disappears.
And then Stallone's just okay, classic action movie would have been if, they're in for some reason, in the middle of an orange grove, there's a steel mill.
I don't know where that came from.
That's a steel mill,
foundry,
dude. It's a foundry.
Yeah, foundry.
Yeah. That he would they're in that final fight scene, and then he has limped his whole way to the foundry to get there, and when that girl comes, he takes out the woman that he called the bitch earlier.
Yeah.
And then Stallone shoots, or he hangs the guy in the hook, and as he's going, the other guy just crack, 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 something awesome like that.
Because they just lose him. Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is? A human being with clothes on to put them on a dull hook like that?
Yeah, and especially to make it pierce through their body.
It's pretty tough.
That's a pretty badass death scene though, where he gets thrown onto a giant hook,
and he's screaming.
And as he's screaming, and then put into this place where he gets burned alive.
It's basically like a Dyson fan full of fire.
I don't know. I'm sure because I watched the behind the scenes. They shot at a real foundry. So when he's holding him over molten lava, that's real not lava, but that's real melted down steel.
Get the hell out of here!
So
really?
that's real, and that's why they're sweating so much, because it's all real flames and everything.
Dang,
it's crazy. But that scene makes no sense.
No, none at all.
And I don't understand why. They bring
You're gonna have to bring me in, pig.
They bring 400 dudes, and then you're like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. And then he's like, it's super easy.
Yeah, but he's the greatest shot ever. We've seen that.
Yeah, I guess.
And when you have I've always wanted to own a gun with the Cobra on the handle.
Yeah.
Where I don't know if I want to shoot the gun. I just want to have the gun.
Yeah, like a replica would be cool.
Yeah, where I could get them in a flea market, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean,
we talked about how the Axe Gang is built up as an Axe Gang and then never have axes in the end.
They attack that sleepy motel on dirt bike and machine guns.
Machine guns.
Not one of them is throwing an axe. I think the hand-on-hand combat with an axe would have been way cooler.
We talked about this before the show, how it'd be awesome if they had done that stalker moment of them sneaking into the place, and then Stallone had to take on 10 dudes or 5 dudes in the living room with a bunch of axes. You know, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, agreed.
But as we saw from Jean-Claude Van Damme's Lionheart, hand-to-hand combat back in the 80s, the choreography wasn't up to snuff yet. So
definitely not.
It's no transporter.
Refueled.
Never saw that one.
It's solid. All right. Let's go to
do some sound clips.
Yeah, let's just start rattling through them here, Zach.
What's wrong with you? You look so mad.
Always up this way before breakfast.
Yeah. Well, which is, that's
understandable.
Listen,
Understandable.
have you ever like woken up and known you were going to get a McGriddle, but you had to wait like a solid 25 minutes to get that McGriddle?
Yeah,
You're going to say something like that.
Yeah, I get it. You know, it depends on if I didn't eat a good snack before bed.
No.
I'm starving in the morning.
Exactly.
And I get hangry.
No, I think he could have said something like, I always look this way before my first cup of coffee. Like that would have been more
Yeah.
cop of him to
cop.
say.
Yeah.
But because he's Marion Cobretti,
Yeah.
Cobra, Marion Cobra.
Marion Cobretti. Yes.
Cobretti. Which I think Marion as a guy for a name for a guy is pretty sweet.
No, I don't think
Kind of
it's
badass.
It's not as lame, and especially if your last name's Cobretti.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
It's not like it's like Marion von Schlossel.
It's not like, you know, like Kelly or something.
Marion Kelly.
Yeah. Marion Kelly, where you just sound like Mary Shelley. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Burn.
Burn. Yeah.
All right, let's go. What's our next one? What do we got?
This is where the law stops. And I start. Suck 'em.
That
It
is
gets so weirdly like seductive.
Suck 'em.
This is where the law starts. And I stop. I just love how.
no, where the law stops and he starts.
Yeah, I just love how all these movies you can drive a truck through the pauses. This is where the law stops. And we're on lunch, guys.
And that's lunch. Stallone's gonna. Can we hold?
we
We're gonna
hold?
hold Stallone 30 minutes for lunch, and we'll be back.
We'll be back.
And he's still just brooding, and he's not even. He doesn't even know lunch has been taken. He's just waiting, and then they stop again, and then we get.
This is where the law stops. And I start. Suck 'em.
That was almost a 5-second pause,
Dude, how come no one shoots or does anything
Nothing.
in those pauses?
And big fat mean guy, bad police sketch artist man, he's just like he hates cops,
Yep.
and he's just like, put me in the system, watch me get out, and that's become like an undercurrent for some reason that like like I said, ask the judge. The most
Yeah, we put him away. The judge lets him out.
like I said, ask the judge.
It's so like I was watching in the like the 7-minute very thorough behind the scenes that they have on this. Stallone is like, you know, when I was writing this, everybody has a sense of justice and that the criminals are getting let out on the streets. So that's what I did. And I didn't want to get too preachy. And then they showed like 3 clips that are super preachy,
Yeah.
like the judge thing and
Yeah.
that. And I'm like, in retrospect, it does get a little preachy.
Probably ask the judge. All right, what do we got next?
Yeah, ask Stephen Avery to ask the judge, Cobra.
We're gonna do a whole nother podcast on making a murderer. Good. That's the best Stallone yell I could find.
I can't even hear him in there yelling.
Yeah, you hear? Go ahead.
When does that happen?
That's when it's in the final fight scene, and he finally flips the guy over after like he's almost punched the spikes in his face. Let's play that one more time. You get a good Stallone
And you
yelling,
do. It's there's a lot going on.
because he's
so-
a very demure guy in this.
He's
in
much
this
more
movie.
reserved
Yeah.
in this movie. He's
Yeah.
much more understated.
Yeah. What else we got?
Cobretti, do you know you have an attitude problem?
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
I quote that all the time with Renee. Whenever she's like, Ben, do you realize this dish is in the sink? I'll go, yeah, but there's just some little ones. She doesn't get it at all, and it makes me so happy. Ben, you didn't bring a bag. We can't pick up Sundance's poop. That's our dog, not me or our child. We don't have a child. Yeah, but it's only a little poop. You know, it's the never ending.
You walk in to the bedroom, and she's like, "Are you ready?" And it's like, "It's just a little one. I'm sorry."
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Ben, are you eating a third cupcake for the day?
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
You know.
Is that your 8th trip to the buffet?
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
Are you saying
Are those your nipples?
Yeah, but it's just a little
my
one.
nipples are small?
Do you have a 3rd nipple?
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
How many times have...
Oh, I could go on for. I love this one. Yeah, but it's just a little one.
Go out there, guys. Start tweeting us what
my
you would
God.
throw at just a little one. Hashtag at just a little one.
Yeah, just a little one.
Just a little one.
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
Like, let's call it back real quick. Mom was like, "Where did you buy a bong at Trader Jack's?"
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
Did you buy a switchblade, a butterfly knife, and a Zippo lighter?
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
Did you buy ninja stars?
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
Did you buy 3 Playboys from down the street at the yard sale?
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
Because I was adolescent, you know.
Solid. Just
And
solid
not a
work.
penis joke again.
And nailed it. I think we have one more, maybe? 2 more?
It's bad for your health, you know?
What is pinche?
Me.
Yeah. I think I'm going to start doing that more often when I say people doing stuff. I'm like,
bad.
you know what's bad for your health? And they're like, pinche something. And I'm like,
I hope they call you pinche.
me. Bang, rip out the joint
By
out
the
of
way,
his
that
mouth.
guy,
I love how those guys never move. They're just in that car waiting around on the
they're
Venice
just hanging
Strand
out
all day.
That's just their hangout time whenever he comes home from work.
Little known fact, that's those people actually started a band, and they were the people that sang How Bizarre.
Oh, yeah. That makes
Gina's
sense.
in the front, Houses on the back, Houses in the hot,
What
hot
else do we got?
sun.
I think that's it.
How Bizarre.
I think that's all we got.
That was all of them, guys.
Oh,
You know what?
yeah,
I thought we had another sound clip, but instead we just had
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
trying to figure out a way to bring that
You
back.
gotta get it.
Damn it! I was trying to figure out a way to bring that back.
Guys, this has been our episode of Guilty Movie Pleasures. We talked Cobra, Sylvester Stallone, 1986 classic. It's not a...
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
It's a big
one.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
If you have never seen Cobra, go out and watch it. Tell everybody else to watch it because it is Stallone at his finest.
It'll
really
make
and
you
truly.
laugh so hard.
It's so good, guys. This is my second to last show as co-host here of Guilty Movie Pleasures. Next week is my last episode. We're talking Airborne, Benny.
I've never seen it, so
We're
I'm so
talking
excited.
Airborne, the Devil's Backbone. The last time somebody would look down it, they got so messed up. I don't even know what happened.
I don't even know what that means.
Guys, go out if you're a fan of this show. Watch Airborne. Tweet at us all this week, next week, whatever. We appreciate you guys watching. Ben, where can the good people find you?
At the Ben Begley you can find me on Twitter, and then also our movie funhousemassacremovie.com and at funhousemass on Twitter. And keep looking for that. We're gonna have details very, very soon on a VOD and DVD release.
And obviously, people tune into Ben's Hallmark movie.
Yes.
This Valentine's Day. Bum bum, bum bum. Love beats to its own rhythm. Bum bum.
I do a lot of Hallmark movies.
I know.
I'm worried I'm
Yes,
gonna
I
get
know.
pigeonholed.
A little bit.
You know,
Things happen. What are you
They
gonna
pay
do?
the bills.
What are
They
you
pay
gonna
the
do?
bills.
What are you gonna do? Good stuff. You guys can find me at Josh Macuga on Twitter and Instagram, and my show, youtube.com/Between the Sheets TV. We have Elliot Morgan this week. A lot of fun. Again, next week is my last episode of the co-host with my good buddy Ben Begley. We're talking Airborne. Thanks for watching. Until then, what is your guilty movie pleasure?
I'm still in denial, but it's okay.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.